Welcome to this episode of PCH-TV. I'm Zach Prelutsky.
And I'm Ryan Fidel.
Ryan, you play tennis, right?
Yeah. And what do you play, golf?
Yeah, I play golf. Let's see how the other spring sports fared this season.
Well, we did pretty good. You know, we're getting better. Obviously, we lost some really good, guys last year, so we're really, pushing as a rebuilding year. But we still have some really good teammates out there. We got some fast runners, some good throws and covers. So we're going to finish strong this season. We just got to get out there and win some more meets and just keep doing what we do every day. We finished 10th place out of, I believe there were 34 schools there. So we made it to the top 10, so we did pretty good. Well, we're out there, coaches aren't around, just kind of make sure everyone's doing the right job, make sure we're pushing ourselves a little harder during practices. We're running really hard practices, and during meets, just cheer everybody on and just, congratulate everybody for how they do. So
they've actually done really well. This year we lost a couple of people that we thought we were going to have back. I think we're 9-2 right now. I've been out of the season, so they've won without me as well for many matches. So if we played our best, we can make it to the finals at state. Next year, as for team, we only lose one player, so I think we have a good chance at doing better next year. I think we really improved our doubles games and we're winning a lot more. And, last year at state, we came in 4th because we dropped out every single one of our doubles matches against Eureka. So I think we worked really hard in doubles and we've won the majority of our doubles matches.
The team expectations is just that everyone tries their hardest. We have a team mainly filled with freshmen, about 30 of them are freshmen, and we only have like 60 girls, so it's just teaching them what to do so we are good for the years to come. The girls got 4th place overall, which is really good because there were 17 teams competing. I try to teach them what I know. I help them at meets with warm-ups and like good snack ideas and what to do to get ready.
Overall, it's been a really good season. We've actually got off to a really good start where I think we were 5-0, and I think some of our experience overall from the past few years, since we were at, I think, 3 or 4 seniors at the top and then 2 juniors, it's really paid off. Personally, I'm hoping to finish in the top 5 of our conference, which we have a big setup of what we call FedEx points, but I'm hoping to finish top 5 in our conference and then hopefully make a decent run at state and finish within the top 25 or so.
We have more people, so that means that you have more subs so you can rest. And we have a different coach who has a different style of teaching. So that helps. Yesterday we had a game that was really close and we lost in the last 6 seconds, but we worked together as a team. We have 2 seniors leaving, but one of them doesn't play anymore because she got a concussion. So the captains are going to be juniors this year, and Natsu Gavin, he'll be a senior and he'll be fun.
Great job to all the sports teams.
Remember that deer that jumped through the window? I wonder if he made the track and field team.
I forgot about that. Jordan and Ryan have the story.
As many of you know, just a few weeks ago, a deer jumped through this window right here. We learned a little bit more about what happened.
I was outside with Mr. Rothermick and we were watching the lacrosse game. And I hear on the walkie that there is a deer in the school and we needed help immediately. Nobody got hurt, and that's all that matters. I think what we're considering and thinking about, though, is, when it's high deer season, maybe just getting the staff and faculty to be aware that there could be deer in the area.
I was in my office, and I can't remember if I received a walkie call or if someone just called my attention to the fact that there was a deer in the building, which isn't something you hear every day. What had happened, from what I understand, is a group of several deer had gathered in the courtyard area, which is buildings on 3 sides, and one of the deer had run through the window by the door between Gym B and Gym C. So by the time that I got over there, there was glass shattered all over the floor in and out of the building, as well as blood on the floor of the ramp going down to Gym A. Sabit, one of our custodians, as the deer had gone down the ramp, Sabit and a parent who happened to be in Gym A were able to help the wounded deer go out the doors down by where the boys' basketball locker room is.
Yeah, it's real scary to know there's a deer out there, running around. And, if he broke through that window at that time, he'd come at any time, and it just makes me feel like I gotta keep my head up. Did watch Bambi, so I know a little thing or two about that.
Pretty good animals, I guess. I like them. Look like nice animals.
From PCH-TV, I'm Jordan Nathanson.
Wow, can't believe there was a deer in the school.
I know, it's crazy, right? Speaking of animals, some students in Central have become deer in the headlights with the anxiety of prom approaching.
I know what you mean, Zach. Prom can be stressful. Luckily, Emma Reckenberg fills us in with some tips about how to get the best bang for your buck at this year's Field of Dreams.
Prom is a memorable night, but it can be pretty expensive. For some, it may even cost several $100s. My name's Emma, and these are my tips to save money for prom. Buy tickets early.
Buy the tickets while they're only $65.
Being ahead of schedule can save you $20 when purchasing a ticket for you and your date. Be sure to pick up your complimentary sunglasses after buying your ticket. Now, prom only comes once a year, so you will definitely want to look your best. This brings me to my next tip. Do it yourself.
In order to save money, you can do your own makeup and hair.
I save money by looking at makeup tutorials. Like this one. Comes out pretty good.
Both Megan and Alyssa make some great points. Instead of paying for professionals, ask friends to do your hair and makeup for free. Get inspiration from magazines and YouTube videos to look chic while keeping it cheap. Now on to what you're wearing. Tip number 3, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Get your own tux. Kidding, wear your dad's, alright? It might be powder blue and from the 80s, but that's what's gonna fly.
As crazy as it sounds, Jordan does have a point. Nothing is cheaper than free. Feel free to reuse a dress or tux that you've worn before. If that's not your thing, borrow from a friend that goes to a different school. That way you can save money without being an outfit repeater in your Facebook photos. However, if you do plan on buying something new, keep this in mind. Make smart purchases.
I became a representative of Men's Warehouse, so if you get 10 people to come in with a coupon signed by you with a specific ID number, you can get a free tux. When you give them the card, they get $48 off if they bring in your card. So a lot of people like to bring in the cards.
Pagemon makes a great suggestion. Look out for special deals and reduced prices when renting a tux or buying a dress. You never know what you can find on the clearance rack. Also, check out the website renttherunway.com to find designer dresses at a fraction of the price. So, now you're ready to go to prom. How are you getting there? Here's my final tip. Carpool with friends.
Find a way, hitch a ride to go there. You're not driving. Gas is expensive these days.
Gas is expensive, and even more expensive when you're paying for a party bus or limo. Choose to carpool with friends instead. Make a prom playlist and listen to your favorite songs on the way. Hopefully these tips will help you save money on prom night. For PCH-TV, I'm Emma Reckenberg.
Thanks, Emma. Prom has been an American pastime since the first president. Who was the first president, Zach?
Wasn't it George Washington?
You sure about that?
Yeah, it's the same guy who made the peanut.
Sure it was. Daniel and Ben asked people the same question.
This is Man on the Street. Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
Who won the Masters?
Masters of what?
Who won the Masters?
Adam Scott.
Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
Who was the 45th president?
Am I supposed to know this one? Reagan.
Who was the 45th president?
45th president? Okay. It's either Bush or Obama.
Who was the 45th president?
There's no 45th president.
Who was the 45th president?
George W. Bush.
Who was our first president?
George W. Bush.
Who won the Masters?
Adam Scott?
Who was the 45th president?
Obama?
Who was the first president?
George Washington.
For PCH-TV, I'm Ben Krause.
It's okay, guys. You're not the only ones who missed a question.
It was George Washington.
Okay, stop acting like you know everything.
Speaking of acting, the 1X for this last week. Let's take a look.
For their class project, seniors in directing put together their very own 1-act.
So in past years, I've been in the 1X, so every year I've auditioned and I've been a part of them, and every single year there's senior directors, so it's not your normal director that's directing you, it's someone different and they do things a little bit differently, so you get to see their side of things. But this year directing, it was really cool because you got to design all aspects of the show, from tech to all the acting, the pre-show music, all the props, absolutely everything about the show, and you work on it all semester, so it means a lot to you. The process that is involved with it is a full analysis of everything in the show, as far as mood, tempo, genre, style, and that's all in a big binder called a prompt book, and you turn that in once your 1-act is complete. So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of hours, and if you're really dedicated, you can do it. I think the final product is very just like gratifying because you know how much work you've put in, and if you have put in the work, then you can be proud of yourself and know that you've done your best.
The 1-acts were just really chill. They weren't like, you know, really hard to do. They were just really fun. You still got to act. It's just a really good experience. So McKenna was our director. What we would do, we would show up to her house, and that's where she would hold her practices. And we would practice in her basement. We pulled together the entire play in her basement, and we would use like little chairs that was supposed to be the couch. We would have to make do with props down there. It was pretty cool.
For PCH-TV, I'm Grant Alley.
Great job to all the 1-act directors, including our very own Emma Reckenberg.
That's it for this episode of PCH-TV.
Look out for us, and maybe you can be on the next episode.